It's Julie Max and the Main Stamper. I am here for your Thursday at 3. Thursdays at 3 mean a fun fold or sometimes a 3D project or something besides just a regular card. I saved that for Monday class. In fact, on Monday class, we explored Festive and Fun, the Festive and Fun stamp set, which is very festive and fun. And we had a really good time with this stamp set on Monday. I hope you enjoyed my class. I did get a little goofy, so I apologize if I was over the top. But Festive and Fun really is festive and fun, and we are using it to create a fun fold card. I mean, what better way to create a fun fold card, right, than with a stamp set that has fun in the title. I'm so excited about that. So our card today is a stair step card. So I'm going to show you the stair step card, and this is what it looks like. Isn't it cute? You can see the layers. Now you know I love layers, right? So, and it's also it's almost like a 3D project, right? So it's kind of the accordion fold here. Now if it was going to sit flat, it would sit like this, and you would see it this way. So you can kind of see the stair steps in it, right? And then this is the back side, although you could definitely open it up and put some things inside here too. There's a lot of layers and goodness going on in this card. And of course, I've used the Festive and Fun stamp set and did a little bit of coloring. So we've got that going on. I'm really excited to bring you this card. I'm just going to show you, in case you're new to me, a little sneak peek here of my the way I have my stamps set up here, my stamp studio set up. So I'm talking to you from my laptop. I'm just going to move it slightly here. So I'm just going to point out that this here is my actual workspace. So this is where I'm going to work. I have a big fluorescent light here. I have a webcam here that's hooked up to my laptop so that I just basically switch scenes and step aside to my workspace when it's time for me to get over there and get busy, which I think it is. I haven't seen anybody jump on yet to let me know if I am actually live and doing okay. So hopefully you can see and hear me, and otherwise this recording might be really silly after all. So make sure you say hi as you jump on. I love to know who's watching, and let's transition over then to my workspace and we'll talk about this amazing fun fold. Now I want you to know also that you do have this card recipe in your newsletter today. So if you're on my email newsletter list, you have this recipe. It has some great pictures that are going to help you along. It also has the card recipe, all of the cutting measurements, the supplies that I use, although you could definitely change them up with other stamps, other cardstock colors, other designer series paper, right? And then the directions. So the how-tos, the nitty-gritties, right? And we're going to go over this a little bit step by step as we go too. Now I wanted to point out, even though this is a funny looking card, I mean this really is a funny looking card. Hi Sandra, hi Jess, so good to see you guys on. Thank you for letting me know I'm good. This card, I mean Rick, this is a weird shaped card, right? Do I have a card to compare it to? Of course I do. I just have to find, let's look at one from my class, my recent class. Here's another, this was my color swap card. This is the pink color swap card that I did. So you're gonna see, right, that it's a lot different from our regular card. However, top to bottom, same size. Side to side, with this little point right here, side to side, same size. So it will fit. Now it is very thick here. So it's gonna be really, it's actually gonna be bulky. You would definitely need to use one of those non-machinable stamps if you're mailing this, but it will fit in as long as you put this together correctly. The little point here will fit right into your A2 size envelope. Now again, it's really fat right here because of all the layering. So this card may be best handed out. And this is kind of what it looks like. I know you can't really see from the front facing, but it does sit on the desk really nicely. And you can see all the great layers in it. I think it's really adorable. So this is our fun fold today. So let me set aside a few things. We're going to do some cutting. We're going to talk about the papers and such that we have going on here. Now, of course, I'm using Festive and Fun stamp set. This is part of my Festival of Trees. This was week 7. We have 3 more weeks of Festival of Tree classes on Monday nights at 8. The requirement for my Festival of Trees is that it has to have a pine tree or a Christmas tree in the stamp set or bundle for me to use it for my class. So we're doing 10 total, and I'm really excited about that. So you're going to use a good chunk of a full sheet of 8.5 by 11. So we're going to talk about how we're going to cut and score this start to finish, but I just wanted to point out there's a lot of layering pieces here. So you will have from this card, you're going to see these layers right here, the fa la 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 la. I love this paper. So you're going to have a white layer and a designer series paper, and they're just going to mat together. So you've got 3 of those to create these tiers, and then you've got the layering pieces here for the different stair steps, and they start bigger and go smaller. So I have a poppy parade and a white for each. So you can see them here, and there's some stamping that's going to take place. And I would just want to make sure as I go along, in case I forget when I get going, we're going to stamp everything as if it was in the diamond shape position, right? So this is the bottom, this is the top. Because if you stamp it the other way, it's going to look kind of funny on your card, right? So you have to be able to think in a different, you got to turn your brain around a little bit, just a little bit. This will be the back, and I have an extra piece here because I did fussy cut this little piece right here, so I'm going to stamp an extra piece. If you're not fussy cutting and putting something on, you can just stamp on the original, but I did throw that in the recipe just in case you're like, I want to make the exact same card. Let's do some cutting and scoring, because that's really, like, we're going to talk about the bones of our card, as we always like to do. So I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer here, and I'm just going to say hi to Mary and Patty real quick, and then I'm going to turn my camera around so that I can see what you're seeing, so I can make sure that I'm in the screenshot. So this is going to be really weird. Now normally we're putting this in like this, right? We're cutting it 5.5. We're getting 2 card bases out of it, right? This is the normal way we cut. And it just seems really weird because we do need 5.5, but we need 5.5 by 11. So we actually have to put this in at 5.5 over here. And we're keeping the 11-inch length. So 5.5 by 11, and it's just the weirdest trimming job ever, right? So this is your scrap. This is your, push that away. Now you've got this piece right here, 5.5 by 11. We're going to put it back into our paper trimmer with the 11-inch length to score. So we're going to score this at, let me grab my directions. We're going to score at 3 first. So we're going to just come over here to 3 and score. Then we're going to move over to 6 and score. And we're going to go 7.5 and 7.5, not past 7.5, just 7.5. Now we're going to go to 9. And the last one we're going to do is 10, which seems like a really itty bitty front. And it really does. It is actually a really itty bitty front. So I've got all my scoring in here. So if you look at this front piece right here, it is very tiny. This is a really tiny piece. But these pieces nest up onto each other, so it is required. All right, so we've done our cutting and our scoring. Let's go ahead and burnish all of those great creases that we just made. And you're going to start with the side where you have the shorter length that you scored last, right? So you're going to fold this up and back and forward and back. And if you score them the wrong way, it's okay. If you fold them the wrong way, it's okay. You can unfold and refold the other way. In fact, by the time I get done making this, I'm going to be doing the same thing. Because right now I have it exactly correct. So the last fold right here folds this piece in half exactly. And if you scrunch up these first 2 layers, you're going to see that you have like almost a perfect rectangle, right? But you've got these 2 layers in here. We're going to go ahead and burnish these down with our bone folder because it helps to make sure that all of your creases are nice and crisp, and it helps your card bend and unbend nicely. Now, as I mentioned earlier, if you go the wrong way, this is where you correct whatever you did. And while I flip this around and do this, all these little creases, I usually lose where's the front and where's the back, because I'm trying to make sure I catch all my creases. I think I got it. Okay, we're going to do this one more time. And there we go. So this is kind of what you see. You've got the mountains and valleys just like this, right? So, and it will sit up just like this. It's kind of like a reclining chair a little bit, right? Like one of those Adirondack chairs that kind of just comes forward and forward and forward and forward. Now we're going to do some gluing of our layers because we have all of these. I have all these ready to go, which is really nice. Now, as I'm gluing these on, I want you to think about, you could change up the colors. Oh my gosh, how the polka dots show up. I always forget what's on the back of the designer series paper, and I adore it. It's so cute. So obviously you could do this with polka dots instead of fa la 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 la, but I did want it to be red and festive and Christmassy. So we're just matting these on. Now these layers right here are very small layers. There's not a lot of white that shows here, just a little bit. And this one's going to go right here on our card front. So this is as if we were looking at it stair step wise, right? This is the front. This will be the back. I'll bring in my original here so you can kind of see. Again, this is where we're working with. This will be the back over here. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this down now. So we will forever know which way, as long as I glue the fa-la-la-la-las the right way up, right? Because we wouldn't want them upside down. That would be so silly. Unless you like to do a tricky card for somebody and put things on upside down. I mean, that does happen. All right, so we're going to take our next layers. We're just going to continue to glue these on here. I think this card would look fabulous in blues with snowflakes. Trying to think of what else I would do. Obviously, this would be a really cute birthday card. You could do cupcakes and presents and balloons. That would be a great idea too. I got a little bit of glue right there and it didn't mean to go there. That was when I dropped my piece of cardstock. So I'm just going to erase that real quick with my little eraser here. Make sure that's off of there. So I'm going to skip this section and come to the next section, which will be right here. So you're kind of going every other one here. So again, hopefully you can see both of those in the screenshot a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and glue this on here. Again, fa la 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 is facing forward and upright, which is good. And we're all going to be singing fa la 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 before this class is over. All right, and then we've got the last one. Now these are really tricky. So obviously, as I was cutting this paper, I'm like, wow, this is a really tiny piece of paper. This is actually 3/4 inches wide. So just keep an eye on the size of your designer paper. Now the polka dots would work really well, right? Because you can see them. But if you have a really big design, a bold design, it might be hard to see that little 3/4 of an inch wide. And but I was able to get at least two rows of fa la 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 in, so I was really excited about that. Otherwise, my whole card would have had to been changed up, I think, because I was determined to use fa la 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 la. And here we go. This one's going here. So now you can see how you've got like the stair steps, right? So think of these as the back of the step of the stair. Right here is the steps. And just like this. So if you're going up the steps, you step on the red, okay, you got the red. Okay, so that's that. Now, let's go ahead and do our little decorative pieces here. So we are stamping with Festive and Fun because we love Festive and Fun. Now you're gonna know that from the stamp set. I can get everything here together. The little rhinoceros. I used this one on a card on Monday's class. See if I can find it real quick. And I used the whole rhinoceros. I was feeling some pinks. Oh, they're stuck together here. They're sticking together. So here we go. Pinks. And I used the whole rhinoceros and we put the birdies on the sleigh, right? We colored these watercolor pencils. And I snuck in the tree. So the tree from the giraffe went onto the sled. Now this time, I wanted to do something a little bit different. So I stamped this up in the Memento ink and I put it on a scrap paper and I fussy cut this out. So when you fussy cut this out, and I'm not going to do it now, and I'm not going to color now because that takes a bit of time, but you can fussy cut this out. Look at how cute they are with the really red and green packages, the little yellow birdies. This will go on the smallest of the diamonds. So again, we're remembering that it's diamond shape. Now the good thing here is that the background is white. The fussy cutting, the paper that I stamped it on is white. So any of my fussy cutting that isn't perfect, is less than perfect, really turned out nicely. And I'm really excited about that. So I'm not going to color that now, but I am going to talk to you about the blends I used in case you're like, what colors? I did the sleigh in the SU 300. I believe that is the neutral blends in, what color? Oh, I forgot to put what color down, but it is some neutral blends. I think it might be medium deep. I used the Daffodil Delight. I used Poppy Parade and I used Shaded Spruce. So those are the colors that I used to color this together. So let's put this one together and then I'm going to show you because obviously you guys are like, how does this go together on the card? Let's check it out. So we're just matting our squares and when we turn them at the right angle, now they're diamonds, right? So we're going to put some glue. This is just flat on here. I figured there's enough going on here. We don't need to add more dimensionals. And I just want to remember that this is going to be the bottom. So I'm going to put my little sled on here so that everything looks beautiful. And it's going in this position. Okay, so that takes care of that one. Now for the middle one, I actually put the sentiment on there. And you can kind of pull this apart a little bit so you can see the sentiment. So I stamped the long sentiment, may your season be one that's festive and fun. I did that in the Poppy Parade. So we're going to just go ahead and do this in Poppy Parade real quick. Remembering that we're not doing a square, we're doing a diamond. So that's really the most important thing. That's your takeaway right here. Do this in the diamond position. You will be happy that you did. And then we're going to layer this onto the next matted square here. So this is going to go on here just like so. And I love layers. This is easy layers to cut, right? You're not die cutting. I mean, you could use die cuts if you wanted to do the extra work, but if you can create a really cute square or diamond, right, by just making paper cuts with your paper, so much easier. Now for the last one, I got the little giraffe on here, and I stamped him, again, diamond position. I stamped him with the Memento ink, just like so. And after I colored him in, now I use the same exact colors. I did not deviate from my colors because I wanted to keep everything very monochromatic almost, right? The same exact colors. This giraffe has the red dots on him, unlike my other giraffe, which I did during my class, which has the green dots on him. And I did use I used shaded spruce rather than the granny apple because I was able to, you know, change up my color patterns, and I really like this combination here. So this one right here, by the magic of, right, stamped and colored, is going on this square right here. So fun and festive. If we're still playing the game of fun and festive, I'm still going to keep saying fun and festive. All right, so we have our little diamonds right here all ready to go onto our card. Let's go ahead and stamp the back piece. Now I want to talk to you about the back real quick. So this is the back of the card, which I stamped, and it's super cute because the little birdie's on there. However, if you wanted to put designer series paper here and then flip this open and put your message in here, this is more card-like, right? So this opens like a card would. I think that would be a really cute idea too. Now this fun fold is courtesy of Lisa Curcio. She had the card recipe. I took the recipe, changed up the patterns, changed up how I stamp things. But this is her recipe. Her last name is spelled Curcio. I know someone had asked me at one point. I've used her recipes before, and someone asked me, how do you spell her name? And Lisa has really great fun folds. I love really great, easy fun folds, for sure. So as I was looking at this later on after I made it, I thought, wow, I probably would have changed this and put designer series paper here and made it this opening here and put my sentiment on the inside. I think that's a little bit more magical that way, right? That they have to kind of hunt through the card to see all the little nooks and crannies. Much like an advent calendar, which I want to announce, I will be opening my annual advent calendar live here on my Main Stamper Facebook page starting tomorrow, because tomorrow's December 1st, you guys. Can you believe it? Tomorrow, December 1st, I'll be live at 5 o'clock every day, except for Christmas Eve. I will be doing an earlier opening on Christmas Eve. But yeah, we're going to open that calendar up. We're going to check out all of the good things that are inside. I'm so excited about it. So I'm just going to color this little birdie in real quickly. I've got the light daffodil here. I'm going to do the light poppy for his hat or her hat. I always say his, but it could be a little girl bird, right? And then if my blend will open properly. Now, if you watched me the other night, you saw me open this and it popped right off. And it's because this cap is on here so tight. And then it's going to do it again. So sometimes the whole thing comes off like this, right? And then other times I can open it and then I can just push this barrel back in, and now I can use it properly. So sometimes they do come apart a little bit, and I think once they get loose, that glue gets loose from the pulling and the tugging of them off and on. Sometimes there's problems. Keep your caps on tight, and as long as you can get in and out of them, you are still good to go. So here I just created the very cute little background, Happy Christmas Wishes, with that sweet little birdie. It kind of is going to give us the continuity. So for this part, you want to make sure you flip your card upside down, basically, right? We're flipping it around. I'm going to make it exactly like my first sample, so there's no confusion, because I don't have other paper cut to create something a little bit different. So we're going to just put this on the back, and it's super cute, right? So when they open this card up, this is its folded front before the triangles come on. Triangles, they're diamonds. This is the back. So here we go. So now this is where it gets the trickiest. We got to put these on here, and we got to put them on here so that they don't have adhesive or dimensionals past the point of where you don't want to see them. And they have to line up so that it's going to fit into your envelope. So we're going to talk about how we're going to put our dimensionals on. We're going to start with the back one first. So the bottom tip here is going to go all the way down to this crease line right here. And it's basically going to be kind of centered side to side, right? So I can see that I'm going to need my dimensionals toward the bottom. So I'm going to just go ahead and grab one, flip this over, and put one right here at the bottom. And then I know by holding this right here on basically it's dry fit, but it's backwards. So I know that I'll be able to put dimensionals here and here. And if I wanted to add another one like right up here, I could. I just can't go past this line that's right here. This is my crease line, so I can't go past this line. Okay, so it might be harder to see for you there, but I'm going to put a couple more on just to make it extra sturdy, like extra sturdy. This is a card that may be fun to open, but it also might be fun to play with. And then if somebody's having a lot of fun playing with it, it could potentially also fall apart. Those are things. Okay, so all of these are ready to go. So again, I'm going to make sure that I got this point at the bottom down here by the crease where my card base folds. Hopefully, I think we're in the middle. We're in the middle. So you want to make sure that this folds up and over without interfering with that tip. And that's perfect. And I don't have any dimensionals on the opposite side. So we have one done. So there's the first one. Now let's get on to the second one. Second one, we're going to kind of do the same thing. We're going to put this right here. We're going to flip this over. So I know that this is going this way, right? So I'm going to flip it this way. Make sure I've got that correct, right? Okay, so if I hold this down here for a second, I'll let my ruler kind of help me because things are a little bouncy here. I'm going to put one down here at the bottom, just like always. Get that tip toward the bottom. Now I'm actually just gonna hold this down. Sometimes it's easier to just do it this way, right? So I'm holding this down, tip to the bottom of this crease right here. I can see I don't have a lot of room here to get more dimensionals in before I'm gonna hit this next crease line. So I'm only gonna put in 3. 1, 2, 3. So it's gonna have to work, right? It's a smaller little diamond, so it shouldn't be too crazy. Now we're going to line this up one more time, tip to the bottom where the crease is, but we're also kind of looking at the matting here, side to side on our previous diamond, right? So if we're lining them up, that helps us to line them up. So we're getting a really great matted look here, like lots of Julie layers. Julie loves the layers. Okay, now our last one, this one's the trickiest of all because this is the smallest space, right? And we're gonna make sure that we're getting it down here and making these really cute little layers right here, but we don't have very much room to work with at all, like so little room. But we're gonna start with the big dimensional here on the bottom. And then we're going to bring in the minis. Now, if you don't have minis, you can always trim up a couple of dimensionals, but this is like trying to hold your kid down and put a diaper on at the same time. Maybe your grandkid, because I've done that too recently. So when they're wormy and squirmy, you got to hold things down. You got to grab things with the other hand, and you can't be like, you have to be able to like move quickly. So I'm holding this down right here, and I've got these little dimensionals, and I'm going to put 2 of them side by side over here, knowing that it just makes the cutoff here for this particular line that's going across. So now I can pick that up and we can go ahead and take the backings off of these and then flip this over, put this one on just like so. Hopefully it's all lining up nicely. I think it is. And we're just going to press that down a little bit. And as I flip through here, I don't have any dimensionals popping over incorrectly. So that's really awesome. So, and that's our card, just like that. Now, of course, you could decorate it further if you wanted to. But that is our fun fold card. It is ready to go. It is so cute. It sits up really nicely. And I mean, it's just adorable. And of course, the fun is all really in not only the making, but the giving, right? This is the giving season. So I'm really excited about the fact that the giving season is here. And I hope you guys are excited too. So I'm going to flip back over and see who else is on here. Hi, Jess. Oh my gosh, Jess has the calendar. She's going to open too. Sandra says she must have missed something. Can you explain more about your Advent? What is happening? Yes, Sandra. Hold, please. Okay. I have one right here. I have my Advent calendar right here. Hi, Lori. Lori's going to be playing along too. There's going to be a few of you guys playing along. This is the Crafter's Companion Advent calendar. This is an amazing calendar. This is the 3rd year I've been doing this. So inside this lovely little box, now Crafter's Companion, if you know anything about Crafter's Companion, they are also a stamp company. And they sell these Advent calendars. This is going to open it up. I'm going to kind of step back here a little bit. This is the big book. It's a book of fun. There are doors here that obviously 1 through 24 that you are meant to open for Advent, for Christmas. And I do them live. I do a live opening and I'll be starting them on tomorrow. tomorrow's Friday, December 1st, 5 o'clock, I'm going to come on live. I'm going to just show you my advent calendar. I'm going to go to my workspace. I'm going to cut it open and I'm going to ooh and ah with you over what little trinket of stamping goodness is inside. It is so much fun. So I'll be doing that live. Now I know that quite a few of you have calendars or may think about getting calendars. So, if you have one and you want to wait and open with me at 5, that would be so cool. Obviously, if you're opening them before me, I totally get it. Please don't tell me or show me what you got. I want my 5 o'clock to be a surprise. So I'm really excited to be able to do that with you live. It is so much fun, Sandra. Oh my gosh, it is so much fun. I love doing this. Again, this is the 3rd year that I've gotten this calendar, and it is a good time. And I know that I talk about it here, and quite a few of my stamping friends have also looked into getting the calendar because it is fun. It's like Cracker Jack surprise, and it's Advent. We're like kids at Christmas, right? 5 Eastern, yes, Jess, I am Eastern time here on the Maine Coast. So I'm going to do it at 5. Obviously, if you miss 5, you can, watch it for replay or whatever. But I thought 5 might be good so that we're not. So I'm hitting like right before the dinner hour, and then we can move on with the evening. And I'll be. Hi, Lori Sorrells. It's so good to see you on here. I miss you. I haven't seen you in here forever. Distracted by comments. Anyway, I'm really excited to be able to share with you all stamping goodness. I'm trying to bring you all kinds of stamping goodness. So thank you for joining me for this fun fold today. I know we went over a little bit, but this was a really fun fold, and it's an easy fun fold, one that I think I'll probably be pulling out for different themes as well. So I'll be back tomorrow, December 1st. I know by the 24th, I say to you guys, you're probably sick of looking at me every day if you're watching me live or you're watching my videos. They're going to be quick. My opening of the advent calendar is typically less than 5 minutes because I don't talk much. I open the calendar, I show you my prize, and I end it. So that's what we do, but it is a lot of fun. So if you have any other questions, leave them in the comments. I'll check back with you. Check your email newsletter. I had so much information coming into December. There's so many good things happening and that I'm sharing, so I'm excited to bring them to you. And that's all I've got. So I'm going to sign off. Until next time, stay inspired, create something beautiful, and share the love. Bye, everybody.